Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let me show you what the next project is for today. It's that. We're going to work on that. So as you can see, we're a bit old school here with the clothesline. It's not our primary source of drying clothes and blankets, but we like to take advantage of the sunny weather when we can. The previous owner mounted this steel pole over by the raised patio there, and if you look, the line goes right across the sidewalk. So if you're walking from the back of the yard, from the garage to the house, or into the basement, you sort of have to bob and weave your way through the line. The other end just runs to this fence post here. So the plan today is to install some 4x4s in the grassy area here, get the line out of the walkway so that when the clothes are hanging, we don't have to duck underneath or avoid the clothes. All right, let's get started. That's not going anywhere. So here I just set up some sawhorses, laid out my 4x4s. Two of these are going to stay full length. I'm just going to cut off the ends to make them nice and square on the end. And the other ends are going to just get buried, so I'm not really concerned about the bottom. And then the other two posts, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to cut them in half first. So I'm going to cut off the ends here and then make basically a half cut, just cut the two in half. So I have 4-4-foot lengths. Of those 2 4-foot lengths, I'm going to take 2 of those into my wood job. I'm going to cut the remaining 2 posts in half, and then of those 2 half pieces, I'm going to take each one of those and cut those in half. So I'm going to be left with 4 2-foot sections, which then I'm going to miter each of those ends, which is what I'm doing here. And then I'll use these as my sort of gusset supports on the actual clothesline once I have all the pieces together. So then the other 2 pieces here, these will be the top sections, and what I'm doing is just making a bunch of cuts where I can chisel some of this material out of here to the width that I need. It should sit right on top of the 4x4 post. So here are those gusset pieces that I was talking about where I added the 45, and I just took my router with a chamfer bit and just giving it a little bit of aesthetics, basically just chamfering the edges, softening the corners, just trying to make it look a little bit more custom than just a basic piece of 4x4. So I'm going through each piece, each side, each corner. can see I'm taking that 4-foot top piece that I notched out. I'm going to attach it to the vertical 4x4. I'm going to tap it on here a little bit with a hammer and then screw it right to the top. And then right here, I'm going to grab these 2-foot gussets that I 45 and just screw those in where they sit naturally inside that 90 degree, and put 2 screws in the top and 2 screws in the bottom to support them. And I'll just flip it over and do the same thing on both sides. Here I'm just getting my post hole digger with a 10-inch auger bit, measuring out where I want to put everything, adding the attachments I need to get the depth I'm looking for in the hole. These things are great. One of the best things I bought. Makes real light work of digging a post hole. Really happy with it. Okay, so here's the product I bought at Home Depot. It's basically an expanding foam product that's supposed to replace the concrete. So what it is, it's basically 2 parts. There's 1 part up top, 1 part on the bottom, and it's divided by like a perforation inside this bag. And what you do is you roll this bottom part up, you roll it into the top part, it breaks that perforation, which then causes a chemical reaction and starts to mix the 2 parts together. You need to act pretty quickly, otherwise it'll explode all over you if you don't open up the bag and release some of the pressure as it's reacting. All right, so here we go. I got my PPE scissors. I did a little test cut in the corner to make sure my scissors actually cut it before I mix this chemical together. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this bottom part up into the top part like I explained earlier. It breaks that seam in the middle, and what will happen is you just basically mix the 2 chemicals together. All right, here we go. There you go, it's popped. Now I just have to mix it together sort of like a shoe shine pattern. Get everything mixed up pretty well. Right around here, it starts to build some pressure. I start to realize I better hurry up. I cut that corner off, and it starts to pour out that corner, and you just apply it around that post. I tried to keep it evenly poured around the post. Here, I'll get a little close-up view of it reacting and growing. So it's basically just a spray foam, but it's 2 parts, and you're mixing them manually instead of aerating them together like you would in like a spray can or a foam can. And it will rise out of the hole about 3-4 inches, and it sets up in about 5 minutes. It's set on the bag, and it's ready to be worked within 2 hours. Day 2 of this clothesline build, and I let the foam set up. In about 2 hours I could start working and using the posts, but I let it sit overnight. So woke up this morning, I pulled back the supports on one of the posts that I was working on yesterday. Just not crazy happy about how the foam is holding the post. So if I shake this post from above ground, and I know they're pretty top heavy with all that weight up top, and there won't be much wind catching these posts because it's just a single post with a wash line in between, not like the fence in the background here. So I'm not worried about like wind grabbing this and like really putting pressure on it, but I mean, that's a lot of movement. I don't know if you could see it really well on the camera. If I shake it, you can kind of see it moving in the hole that I dug. So what I'm thinking about doing, cutting back the foam to a maybe like 3 or 4 inch depth. Thinking about possibly grabbing some like, I don't know, 3/8 rebar, driving the rebar in a couple spots in the foam into the ground, maybe on an angle or straight down, I'm not sure yet, but leaving some of the rebar exposed to make like a concrete form, and pour a little bit of concrete on top of the foam. The idea is to add some concrete to give it some more structure, grabbing onto that rebar that's in the ground through the foam and then into the concrete. And then so that's the plan today. A lot less work. Just trying to shore it up a little bit. Clothesline hardware kit, the line, and the actual hardware is coming tomorrow. So I'll have to film another day of me just putting that up. I went and got some 1/2 inch rebar. I'm going to cut it up in the equal parts to have 2 pieces for each post. And then I'll drive through the foam and then try to get some into the ground itself, but leave a little exposed so that the concrete can grab a hold of it. I'll try to do that in the holes that are sort of exposed now, and then what I'll do is I'll build a box probably in the basement shop for the form, and get that secured, and then I'll mix some concrete and fill it up. And that should be it for today. Let me show you what I got. Oh, just drove one rebar in on an angle through the foam into the earth, one direction, and then one going that direction. I did it on both posts. Those scrap support pieces that I was using to hold up the 4x4s, and I brought them down into my wood shop in the basement, and I'm just going to make some simple forms just to create that curbing that I was talking about. Let me show you what I did here. Drove in those rebars on an angle, 2 directions, then I framed out a little frame or form. Tried to center it up as much as possible, leveled it out as much as possible. So next step is to mix up some concrete. Hopefully one bag will fill this up and the other one up. All right, guys, day 3. A little bit of a cloudy day today. I want to get it done before the rain comes. So far, I'll show you what I got. I'm going to pull the form off today, and I got the hardware from Amazon, where I'm going to use to make the lines. I'll show you that kit in a second. Okay, so this is the kit I got off Amazon. Everything you see on the table here is what comes with the kit. It's 100 feet of braided steel line that's coated in a PVC. You get a screwdriver for the screws, You get these wall mollies for like a concrete or a brick installation if you're just going to mount it directly to a wall on one side or both sides. You get these like steel, the cable alignments guides that go through the eyelets of the um, turnbuckle. You get the eyelets to get screwed into directly into the wood, and then you get a set of it looks like 5 adjustable turnbuckles or come-alongs, whatever you'd like to call them. For my purpose, I'm only going to need 2 on each end. I'm going to put 2 on each end, so I have this much adjustability on both sides. I'll need 4 of those, 4 guides. I won't need the wall mollies. So what I'm going to do is just put one side together, hang it up, measure it out, get it tight, get it close, make my cut, install the same identical setup on the other side, and then I'll have adjustability on both sides. What I'm going to do is also, just as a precautionary measure, I'm going to use some shrink tubing like you would normally use in electrical work. You'll see what happens when I loop this end together. The end will be exposed on these loops here, and everything that I've been reading about the steel lines is they rust. So I got it coated with PVC, but the ends will be exposed. So I'm going to try to add a little protection so that the rust can't get inside the end with some of that shrink tubing. And you'll see that in my video when I start putting the ends together. And that's it. That's one end. And I'll just do that 3 other times. Start cutting this to length. Next, I'm going to install these 4 eyelets on the post that I have up. Hopefully this is showing up on camera, but basically you just hold this end, and by spinning the middle, what it's doing is it's tightening this end and tightening this end at the same time, so that they're opposite threads. So that's how you can get it tensioned up. And I have, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I have this much adjustability on both sides. So right now I'm only tightening up this side. I can do this one a little bit more. The nice part about doing one on each end in this sort of T configuration I have for this clothesline is I can actually use the tension of the lines to keep the post straight for parallel to each other. So here we go. So now I have pretty good tension. Add some weight to it. This one's a little less. I'll just leave it like this for now. And as you can see, I already have some clothes in my way, so I've been struggling with. But you got the same thing on both sides. Same adjustability. So pretty good. All I have really left to do is remove this form and kind of rake the dirt out. So there you go. Footer is pulled. I sort of raked out the dirt. We have some low spots, so I used the dirt to fill in some of the low spots in the grass. I'll put some seed down. The additional concrete was a good, I'm happy that I did it. I took the extra time to do it. It seems a lot more stable. I'm wiggling it right now, moving a lot less than it was without it. So I'm just going to justify that. Yeah, the rebar is helping, plus the concrete is adding a nice little plug on the top to give it more structure. And then once the grass comes in, I'll have the nice little area to weed whack up against instead of going up against the wood. And as you can see, while I was doing the footer work or removing the form, we already have some clothes hanging. It's a beautiful day. So rather than throw these clothes in the dryer and use up our gas, use some of the sunshine heat and save some energy. I just got to do the same thing to this side. There it is. Now I can walk straight through. All the clothes are off to the right. I raked all the dirt out. Planted a little bit of grass seed. Grows like weeds back here. That's because it's primarily mostly weeds. So I planted a little bit of seed to maybe get rid of some of the weeds, but for the most part, we just got weeds. And we're okay with that. So that's it, guys. Super stoked, happy with myself. Project upcoming, maybe this week, next weekend. I have a fun little go-kart up at my in-laws' place. They have a few acreage up there that they utilize a go-kart to get around. So I have a little addition to the go-kart that I'm hoping will make my in-laws' lives a little easier. So that's going to be my next video, my next project. A little sneak peek for you. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, throw a comment in there. Let me know if I did something wrong. If you got any questions, feel free to comment. Ask me anything you want about that foam product. I gave it a pretty good review. And thanks for watching. Everybody have a great day. Catch you in the next one.